How's it going, Critter Family? I hope you all are doing well. Today we are looking at a video by Shield Canine Dog Training. What he says is fake dog training versus real dog training. So, those are his words and his opinion on what he thinks fake dog training is versus what real dog training is. If he thinks real dog training is using 2 shock collars on your dog, as they call it, double bricking, they say it's more consistent, it's just more nonsense. If you have to use 1 on your dog, you don't know what you're doing. If you have to use 2 or more, then I call that fake dog training. I think you don't really know what you're doing, and you're relying on pain compliance to teach an animal as bright and as easy to manipulate and work with as a German Shepherd. So that's just my opinion. Obviously, you can tell I really don't like this guy or I don't like how he trains. I don't know him as a person. I don't know him personally. It's not a personal attack. It's just I don't like how he trains, and I don't like how he treats animals in the way of training, in the name of training. So if you like him and you want to follow him, then by all means go follow him. He is Shield Canine Dog Training. If you want to see this original video, fake dog training versus real dog training, watch this video first if you want, because I'm going to be reacting to what he's saying. I'm going to be responding to what he is talking about. So, without further ado, then let's get into it.
Hey guys, Haz here at Shield Canine. Today we are going to talk about lies in dog training. I hate lies.
Funny.
I hate misinformation, and I am in this constant vendetta against it. And what you are going to see here today is an example of how we identify those bad actors, those that would spread untruth and misinformation, from those that are spreading good information.
Okay, so let's respond to this comment here that he liked. The fact that behavioral euthanasia is even a thing is unbelievable to me. It goes against the principle of animal welfare. Behavioral euthanasia is a thing because there are cases where, not dog trainers. Dog trainers can't help, but what are they? Veterinary behaviorists, people who have a PhD in animal behavior and animal science and understanding. They cannot even help these animals. And what is best for them is for them not to live a life either being abused in the name of training or otherwise, being locked up, or not living the life a dog should live. And so it is best for the animal, in certain cases, that we put them down. I don't like to see it. I don't like to hear it. But I believe that there are certain cases where it may be necessary as the lesser of two evils between, it's never a good thing, obviously, but between a dog living their life out in a cage or in a shelter or in a backyard rotting away because nobody can work with them, nobody can help them, the dog never gets walked, it never gets really loved, you just throw food out to it and water, and it lives in chained to a dog house. I mean, I'm sure there's other cases where that's not the case, but I believe there are instances, and in 2 of those instances that I've worked with dogs, I think there was 2 dogs that I really believe that if an animal behaviorist, I recommended the person to an animal behaviorist that I knew of, because that the dog's behavior, this case was far beyond my pay grade, far beyond what I could do to help them. I didn't recommend behavioral euthanization. I said, go to a behaviorist. And if they can't help you because this dog truly is unpredictable, and the most predictable thing about dogs is they're predictable, but when dogs are unpredictable, that's when it's dangerous, obviously. So I said the animal behaviorist, if they cannot help you, they may recommend behavioral euthanization as a very last resort. And nobody takes it lightly. But to just crack on people and say that you just can't believe it's a thing and it's unbelievable, and then you're blind. this happens. It doesn't mean that anybody likes it. There's a case where a dog is a bite risk, and they can't be around people, or there's something that changes in their brain chemistry, and it makes them unpredictable and dangerous, no matter what method you use with them, which I only ever recommend positive reinforcement. But anyway, that's my spiel on that.
That helps dog owners, that helps dogs. So I recently posted a reel in which I spoke about negative reinforcement and punishment as it relates to aggressive behavior and reactive behavior. The positive impact it can have, the negative impact it can have.
No, it has no positive impact. I'm telling you right now. Negative reinforcement, positive punishment, for, in layman's terms, positive punishment means you add something to punish an animal. You add a zap of the shock collar or the e-collar. You pop the dog with a prong collar. If a dog is jumping on you, you pop them a couple times with a prong collar, the dog stops jumping on you. Or the dog jumps on you, you smack them in the face, they stop jumping on you. Negative reinforcement is you use something negative to reinforce a behavior, something the dog finds negative. So you pull up on the prong collar until the dog sits. The dog sits, you release that pressure. You hold the e-collar button, shock collar button, and you call your dog to you, and you hold that button until they get to you. You're reinforcing them coming, because when they get to you, that releases that pain, that discomfort, that tickle, that tap, whatever they want to call it. Those are the differences, and those are never needed, especially in a case where behavioral euthanasia is on the table. Don't try to even kid yourself in thinking that negative reinforcement is possibly a chance to save a dog's life. It is not. It is going to be the end of that dog. You know how many dogs I've had to rehabilitate from people who have used negative reinforcement and positive punishment as a last resort? It's not necessary.
So on and so forth. I actually did a 20-minute YouTube lecture on this topic, which you're welcome to check out. And as per usual, when you speak in the way that I do, direct, truthful, and unvarnished, you're going to get a lot of people that...
No, opinionated. He speaks in his opinion. I'm not saying that what I'm saying is necessarily truth, the end all be all. It may sound like that, but I don't think that it's the end all be all. This is my opinion. This is my educated opinion. I am not a scientist. I am not a behaviorist. I'm not a veterinary behaviorist or a veterinarian. I mean, clearly people could tell by the way I talk, but I'm not out here giving lectures to people acting as if it's the end all be all. I'm just telling you my point of view. And in the end, I'm trying to make people aware of the dog's point of view. And I'm trying to make people aware of the lies people will tell and act as if it's truth.
Appreciate how you communicate, and then you're going to get some people that absolutely hate it because some people choose to live in a state of untruth.
So these people are all in a what is it called? Echo chamber.
That's great news. Let's see here. So we got a little white dog. Looks like a little Japanese dog.
Maybe a white Shiba Inu.
They have these little Japanese hunting dogs. I can't remember what they're called.
Shiba
Trail
Inu.
Manners. So she claims that she's like working on trail manners. This is something.
I mean, it could be, it looks like a white Shiba to me. It could be a Hokkaido. It could be different breeds. I don't know that they come in white, but maybe they do. But as you can tell, I love Japanese dogs based on the hat.
Something you'll see often with the force-free positive only ideologues.
It's not positive only. You jerk. Stop saying that it is. It's not. It is force-free. And guess what? We're teaching trail manners without using 2 freaking shock collars on our dog, because we don't need to touch our dog. We don't need to zap our dog. We don't need to shock or use prong collars or star mark collars or choke our dog to teach them trail manners.
They'll just post content of the dog doing things that every dog does naturally and then claim that they somehow manufactured this with their super secret scientific training.
Nobody is saying it is super secret. It is science. It's easy. It's easy to teach a dog this. It's not, the dog doesn't walk naturally on a loose leash. A lot of times they pull. So it's not a dog. He's lying here. He wants to be the one who's telling you about truth. He's lying. He's manipulating you. He's saying that, oh, a dog walking on leash is just a normal thing. Or he's acting like that's what I hear him saying, that a dog on a trail with trail manners is just a normal thing. A lot of times dogs don't walk on a loose leash with their human at their human's pace. Yes, the dog was sniffing. The leash was loose. You think that was a coincidence? Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. Maybe this person taught this dog to walk nice and loose on leash, like I taught my own Shiba to walk loose on leash when he used to pull everywhere.
Why did it take my dog 7.5 months to learn this? Probably because you're an inept, incapable person.
Hey, good on this person for explaining themselves, and this idiot for idiot being this guy for saying you're an inept person. I could just shock my dog and get my dog in the car so easily like that. But you actually work around using a shock collar and forcing your dog into a damn kennel inside of their car. You gave your dog the choice. Okay, let's see what this person said. It wasn't a priority for me. Good on you. A+ to Kishu Hime. I'm focused more on her social skills, leash manners, and basic obedience. I could always lift her up into the car. I love it. Because Hime wasn't originally happy with being lifted in the car, going into the car was a negative experience. However, getting into the car was absolutely necessary. This delayed any positive experiences she could have had getting into the car, as she kept having to be lifted in. So this person is taking the time it takes. They are far more inept and educated and skilled than you are, Shield Canine. They got their toys in there, they got a blanket in there, they got their little bully stick. They made it their priority for this to be positive for the dog. Their priority was something different. For me, I'm always talking about people's priorities. Everyone's priorities are different. This guy, his priority would not be the dog's priority or this person's priority or my priority. His priority is, I want my dog to get in the car. I'm going to force him in the car. And I'm going to act like it's not anything negative. Or I don't care that it's negative. Because clearly he doesn't care that it's negative. He's going to say, oh, one little tap of the shock collar, one little bit of pressure on a prong collar, forcing this dog into the car, versus a lifetime of them enjoying being in the car. That's how they manipulate you. They say, this little bit of pain for this much pleasure. It doesn't matter. Kudos to Kishu Hime. I'm going to have to go follow them on Instagram. Nakama Dog Training. Shout out.
I would assume, because it takes about 5 minutes to teach a dog to get in a crate. Puppy,
No, it doesn't teach 5 minutes to teach a dog to get into a crate. When you use a shock collar, when you're an idiot and you force the dog in there, absolutely. When if you're like this video I did a while back, if you want to teach your dog, like in this video, how not to crate train a dog. This is on my channel. She has a prong collar on this dog. She has it muzzled, and she is fighting. God. This dog. I'm reacting in the background. To pay a damn penny. This also takes 5 minutes to teach this dog to go into the kennel. Prong collar, muzzle, and she's dragging this dog into the kennel. So, this also took 5 minutes roughly to teach this dog. Versus my video, where I don't have to touch the dog. I've got my clicker because I'm force-free. Positive reinforcement. I take a treat. I toss it in there. My Shiba goes inside the kennel. Repeat the process. Mark and reward as he goes in there. Continue to reward as he's in there. So you could take 5 minutes using force. You could take 5 minutes using force-free. No pain. No negative association. You could do the same thing for the car. This wasn't my priority to teach him to be in the kennel, but I was doing a video for someone whose priority was to have their dog kenneled. He goes back in on his own. I didn't have to toss a treat in there. So if I wanted him to get used to this over time, I would work my way up to it. It might take him 7.5 months he's no longer around. God bless his little soul. But it might have taken him 7.5 months to be used to being crated for periods of time with the door closed. But for him, for Shield Canine, he feels like that's apparently a waste of time. Well, he's never worked with a dog that actually fights back, which is the Japanese type. A Shiba. A proud Shiba Inu that doesn't put up with that baloney. Good for this person. Nakama dog training.
Sessions. I'm just going to kind of scroll through this Instagram, look for anything that looks like. So she says, when you get a dog with actual. Oh, okay. So she's responding to someone that said, when you get a dog with actual prey drive, you'll understand why people use an e-collar. So she's showing her dog.
So when somebody, that's a comment someone sent her. When you have a dog with an actual prey drive, she's showing her dog. This has a prey drive, and she's saying when you resort to a shock collar, you're just an idiot who's given up. You have different priorities. Okay, I'm not going to say you're an idiot. I'm going to say that when you resort to that, I mean, that comment just sounded really stupid. That is their truth and their all be and whatnot. That, okay, because my dog has a prey drive, a real dog with a real prey drive, a real driven dog, a real superhero dog, a real whatever. It's the only type of dog that they ever have that nobody else has ever had. That they need an e-collar. They need a shock collar. No, you don't. You need training. You need understanding. You need empathy of your dog. You need to understand how dogs really work. And you need to work for a year with 6 months with positive reinforcement, doing it properly. And then we can talk and see if you really need that. Because you don't. My Shiba had a prey drive. Of course he did. How did he live with a ferret? I didn't beat him into submission.
Dog here, I guess, it looks like a hog in a pen. So she's
not putting a hog in a pen. This could be in her own backyard. We don't know. This is not a hog in a pen. That looks like a wild boar. And this dog was bred to do that.
On hogs that are in a pen there. Looks like a piglet now that the dog's fighting. You know, is that it?
Okay. Now, we don't see what she says here at the bottom, but it says, pretty sure Hime has a prey drive. She will never hunt game, but she will have plenty of something, something, something.
I thought we were going to get like a recall or some obedience off the pig. Now, that would have been impressive. So, I mean, it looks like the dog's willing to fight with a hog in a pen. It doesn't necessarily...
Well, we don't know that it's a hog in a pen.
Necessarily...
A pen would be like a small enclosed area.
Equate to general prey.
So again, he's manipulating you. He's lying. He's straight up. We don't know what it is. If I don't know, then I say I don't know. But now he's just saying he's gaslighting you. Gaslighting in dog training. Positive dog training never works for predation. Not even a whole steak will stop your dog from hunting. I like this choices. I like this person. Again, Nakama dog training. Shout out.
A lot of dogs, you know, will get after a pig in a pen, but they won't.
It wasn't a pig in a pen, dude.
Necessarily, you know, just chase everything that they see. That's actually not true, you know.
Well, according to him, it's not true.
My puppies stay calm while a bike parades by. Well, I hope so.
Good job.
Mean, every dog can do that.
Yes, but how do you teach them that? That's the point of it, jackass. That's the point of it, is they're on a harness that clips in the back. They don't have two damn shock collars on their dog. That's not a normal behavior. They're saying, how do you teach it? That's the important thing to ask yourself. Sorry, baby girl. Allie knows I'm getting. Come on out, baby girl. Oh, she's afraid of a notebook. This notebook. Shiba notebook. Come on, baby girl. Come on in. The thing to ask yourself is not will it work, but how it works. This person is able to do this without ever touching the dog. They are far more impressive than this guy will ever be, who again uses 2 shock collars on his dog.
Okay, so this must be her personal dog, and she's just posting the dog doing ordinary pedestrian things.
Those are not ordinary pedestrian things. Stop lying, stop gaslighting, stop trying to manipulate the situation. Do you know how many dogs would go after a bike? God, he's so annoying. He talks about fake versus real dog training. He is just so manipulative. So I got a long line.
like a lined recall, and then like I don't even know why you would post this. Like I wouldn't like this is like typical puppy training. Train like Ivan. Is this what you were trying to do?
Dude, you are so like self-entitled. This is not puppy work. You know what? I'll admit it. My Shiba was never reliable off leash. Just that's because that wasn't my priority. I wasn't going to use a damn shock collar on him to get him to come back just so he could be off leash. You know, there's leash laws for a reason. I'm not going to make it through this whole video. And not a shock collar in sight. I love to remind aversive trainers. Exactly. Just because you can, I'm going to say that sounds like just because you can doesn't mean you should. When I finish that sentence, that sounds like that's probably what they were trying to say, but maybe not.
Pumpkin, I don't think you can do anything.
Don't call her a pumpkin, asshole. Just because you can't train a behavior without aversives doesn't mean it can't be done. This is absolutely beautiful. I love to see it. All right, I've already been going 24 minutes on this. I'm only going to get more irritated by this jerkwad throughout this video. But Nakama dog training, from what I've seen, go follow. I'm going to follow them. I think, you know, of course, if this were a real button, I would go hit it. But this is awesome. I love to see it. Not only that it's very impressive that it's a Shiba. Very, very impressive. So good for you. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep fighting the good fight. Tell all those stupid shock collar users, you know, who want to try and manipulate and gaslight and all that, you know, tell them to go kick rocks. Keep fighting the good fight. Thanks for watching, everyone. Let me know what you think of this video. I know I got really riled up. I'm only going to get more riled up. Ellie could tell that I was. So I'm going to put in some cute little Ellie clips here so you can see, so we can mix the good with the bad. Go say howdy do to your little critters. Say howdy do for me. Give them some kind of love and they appreciate. Until next time, practice peace, patience, and positivity.